Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to install Windows 2000 as a virtual machine in VMware Workstation. So VMware Workstation is now free to use, so you could use that on your desktop computer. So you could also do this on VirtualBox and then also Hyper-V. And you could also configure Hyper-V to run on Windows Home Edition with a little tweak. So we did a video on that, so I'll put a link in the description in case you want to try this on Hyper-V instead of VMware Workstation. All right, so we're going to begin by creating a new virtual machine for Windows 2000. So of course you're going to have to download the Windows 2000 ISO file to use it to install Windows. So we'll also have a link in the description for that and also the license key for it. So when it asks you for the key, you could put it in. All right, so we're in VMware Workstation. So we're going to go to File, New Virtual Machine. We're going to do a custom VM. We'll keep the hardware compatibility at the highest level here. Alright, so here is where you point your computer to the ISO file. So I have it on my D drive here, and it's reading it as Windows 2000 Professional. Alright, then it actually names it the same based on the name of the operating system. I'm going to kind of shorten this to Pro just to make it a little shorter. And then if you don't want to keep your virtual machine files in the default location, you could change it to whatever you like. And of course, you could change the defaults and the preferences as well. Alright, so we're going to stick with one core and one processor since it doesn't take too much to run Windows 2000. We're going to give it a gig, and I'll give it 2 gigs of RAM here just to kind of give it a little extra. Alright, so we'll stick with the default network address translation for the internet and network connection. So it'll be sharing it with your host computer. Then we'll stick with the default for the SCSI controller bus logic. And then the default hard drive type, SCSI. So these are recommended based on what VMware Workstation sees from the ISO file. Alright, so now we're going to create a new virtual hard disk to install Windows on. Okay, it says 8 gigabytes is the recommended size. Let's just give that at least 20. And we'll store it as a single disk file. I like to do this rather than having it split it up into multiple files. Just makes it cleaner, and then if you need to take this virtual disk file and put it on another virtual machine, it's easier to do so. And then I always leave this unchecked because if you check this box, it will allocate all 20 gigs whether you're using it or not, and that will take up more space on your host's hard drive. Whereas if you leave this unchecked, it'll just use the space as needed up to 20 gigs. All right, so here's the name of the disk file, so leave that as the default, that's fine. And then you could click on Customize Hardware if you want to add maybe a second drive or a floppy disk or something like that. Well, we're just going to leave the defaults, and then we'll leave Power On after creation. All right, so here is our Windows 2000 setup screen. So as I go along, I'll be, pausing or fast forwarding the video so you don't have to wait and watch the status bars go across the screen. All right, so to set up Windows 2000, press Enter. Press F8 to accept the license agreement. All right, so here's our 20 gig drive. So we could either press Enter and use the whole thing and have it install Windows on that drive, or we could press C to create a partition if we want to split up the drive. So we're just going to press Enter. So of course we're going to use NTFS for the file system. All right, so now we're formatting the drive. All right, so now we're copying the files over, so this will take some time. This actually takes longer than you think it would. You would think since this is an older version of Windows, there wouldn't be as much to it, but it still takes quite a bit of time. All right, moving on to the next step. All right, now we're going to restart the computer. All right, so now we're moving on to the GUI portion of the setup. All right, so now we're going to go through the setup wizard here. Right, so we're doing some screen flickering there while it configures the devices. All right, so now we need to do some configuration here. System locale and keyboard setup, both set to United States. So let's click on next. Let's call this guy Bob. Skip the organization. All right, so now I'm going to pause the video here real quick and type in the product key. All right, so go ahead and click next. All right, give this computer a name. We'll call this Win2000. Administrator password for logging in. All right, date and time look good. All right, installing network components. Okay, so if you leave it on typical settings, it'll get its IP address from your DHCP server, or you could do custom settings and add your own IP address and subnet mask and all that good stuff. All right, so we're going to stick with typical. All right, we're going to leave it on a work group because we don't have a domain to join it to. And you could change the work group name if you want. All right, so now we're installing some additional components. All right, moving on to the next step. All right, save in our settings. All right, so setup is complete. So it says to remove the CD. You probably don't have to, but what we'll do is we'll just go up here to the settings, go to the CD DVD, change this to physical drive. That way it's out of the system there. Now we'll click on finish. All right, so now we're restarting. All right, network identification wizard. So we'll click on next. All right, so now here you could have it ask you for a name and password each time you log on, or you could have it log on an individual user every time automatically. So obviously this is less secure, and if you have more than one user, it'll log in this user and then you'll have to log them off and then log on your other user, so that's up to you. But since it's just a test computer, I'm just going to put in the password for their Bob here, and that way it'll log him in automatically. Okay, you can see we have some sound too. All right, so now we have our desktop. So it looks kind of grainy compared to Windows 11. Then we have our startup screen, so I'll just uncheck that so it doesn't show up every time we boot up. All right, so now we have Windows installed with our apps. So one thing you notice is going to be using an old version of Internet Explorer. All right, so we're gonna use the option here to set up my connection manually through the LAN, because obviously we're not going to use a dial-up connection. We're not going to set up Internet Mail. All right, so one thing you'll notice, it'll take you to Google, but if you do a search, you'll see some results. Here's what you get when you can't go to that page. And that's because this is an unsupported version of Internet Explorer, so it's not really going to work for web browsing. So we're going to address that in a second. And then we also need to install VMware Tools. And what that will do is it'll give us a better screen resolution, better mouse and keyboard movements, and allow us to copy and paste between the host and the VM, and some other features. But if we try and do that, this is the error we get. So even if we try an older version of VMware Tools, we're still going to get this error. All right, so the next part of the video here, we're going to solve the problem with VMware Tools and then get a working browser. All right, so to get VMware Tools to install, we need to install a update for Windows, and then we could try it again. And then for our browser, we're going to try to install another browser as well, or I shouldn't say install, but we're going to copy a browser over. So what we're going to do is install this update here, and I'll put a link to this in the description as well. So here's the KB number that you need. And then for the browser, we're going to use Palemoon because it will run on Windows 2000 and still allow you to do what you need to do. All right, so since we don't have VMware Tools installed, we can't just copy and paste these over to the virtual machine. You can do something like mount the VMDK disk file on your host computer and access it, but you can't write to it. You can only copy files off of it, so that's not going to work. So what we're going to do is create an ISO file that contains this information here. All right, so to do so, we're going to use a program called ImageBurn. So this is free to use, so I'll put a link for this in the description as well. So once you install it and open it up, you just need to choose the option Create Image File from Files or Folders. All right, so what we need to do is drag and drop these files into the window here. Just make this a little smaller here. And of course, you could browse to them as well. And then we'll pick our destination. And then you can name the ISO file whatever you like. It just took the folder name from it. All right, then we'll just click on this Build button here and click on Yes. And click on OK. All right, so that's done. All right, so you can see I have an ISO file here. It'll also make an MDS file, but the ISO file is the one you want. So now we're going to go over to our VM here. Right click on it, go to Settings, go to the CD drive here, click on Browse. All right, then we'll just double click our Win2000 ISO file here. Click OK. All right, so now we're going to open File Explorer. Go to the CD drive here. You can see it's 2000. So we have this update here. So if you want to see the extensions, you could go to Folder Options, View, uncheck the box for Hide File Extensions. Let's apply it to all folders here. All right, so now we can just double click our executable. All right, click on Next. I agree. Next. So if you're not using VMware Workstation for your virtual machine, let's say you're using something like VirtualBox and you can't install the VirtualBox add-ins, you could try to install this update as well. All right, so now we will click on Finish and restart the computer. Okay, so now that we have that update installed, let's try VMware Tools one more time. So right-click on the tab here, install VMware Tools. All right, we'll do the typical installation. All right, so now we have more of a full screen here. So I'm also recording at a low resolution, so things will look a little bit better when you do this on your own. All right, that's done. Click on Finish. And then you just need to restart, but we're going to skip that for now. All right, so let's go back to File Explorer, or I should say Windows Explorer as it was called back then. Let's take out this Palemoon folder here. Let's put it in our C drive here. All right. Now we have the palemoon.exe, so we'll copy that. Right click, paste shortcut, and see how it works. All right, so now it's asking to import from Internet Explorer, but we don't have anything there, so we'll click on Don't Import Anything. Make it our default browser. So now you can see we have this with the tabs. Let's kind of go full screen here. So let's say we go to google.com. Now we'll do our dog search here. Now you might run into this once in a while. You just add an exception to it. Now we're online. So it's not a perfect solution, but at least it will get you there compared to Internet Explorer. And even if you download something like an older version of Chrome or Firefox, they might install, but they're still not going to really open any web pages for you. All right, so that is the process for installing Windows 2000 as a virtual machine. So you could also do this with Windows XP, which actually works a lot better because it's a little bit newer, but you still have problems with the Internet Explorer most likely. But you won't have to do any of those extra updates to get VMware tools to work. So we did some videos on that as well. I had to do it in, I believe, VMware Workstation and also Hyper-V if you want to check those out. All right, so I'll put all these links in the description, and then you could try it out for yourself. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.